All rise for our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, students, faculty, and staff. Welcome to the WDCS announcements for Tuesday, February 13th, 2023. Today is an odd day. The word of the day is invade. It means to protest or complain bitterly. The students invaded when the school announced that they were all required to wear elf shoes as a part of the dress code. Dollar Dance Club and Step Legacy will be meeting after school today. The Gaming Club will meet after school today in room 1208. Student Government Association has a few slots still open. See the post on campus if you're interested to serve as the 6th grade representative, 8th grade president, or 8th grade representative. Love and basketball between brother and sister is on Valentine's Day. Suggestion donation is $2 and concessions will be sold.
I was born on February 21st, 1940 to sharecroppers, and my most prominent area was the 1961 Freedom Rides. I attended Fisk University and was a leader of a student-led national sit-in to desegregate lunch counters, as well as organizing freedom rides to challenge racial segregation. The rides show how far Southerners were willing to go on May 4th, 1961, when our bus was firebombed and a white mob brutally beat us, with the police doing nothing to help. This again happened on May 21st, where a mob of more than 1,000 white people knocked me unconscious, landing me in the hospital, as well as injuring the other freedom riders. The violence eventually made its way to the news when Attorney General Robert Kennedy sent for 400 fire marshals to restore law and order. MLK and ROV attorney joined the conflict on May 21st, as well as 1,200 other people. The National Guard was sent to protect the protesters when the federal marshals surrounded the building. My career was able to reach new heights on 1987 when I was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. Who am I? I am John Lewis.
My era was the Harlem Renaissance. I was born in Joplin, Missouri in 1902. I was a famous poet, activist, and a prominent figure during the Harlem Renaissance. The Harlem Renaissance was a cultural movement that celebrated art, music, and poetry. Many people would consider me to be an icon in poetry and an icon in the movement for African American equality. Some of my famous poems are I Too and Harlem. I was born after slavery ended and raised by my maternal grandmother, Mary Langston. I later joined my mother in Cleveland in 1916 and attended integrated high school. This is where I began to publish. I later dropped out of Columbia High School in 1922 and traveled to Europe and Africa. In 1926, I published The Weary Blues, which is where my career initially took off. I had challenges throughout my life, like the troubled relationship between my father. Who am I? I am Langston Hughes.
Volleyball has multiple versions in the world. One version is called Sepak Takraw, which started in Asia. In this version, you can use any part of your body except your arms and hands to get the ball over the net. Another version is called Volleyball and is played in a small room, roughly 30 feet by 30 feet. The net goes wall to wall, and there are no out of bounds. You can bounce the ball off the walls, ceiling, and floor. Unlike volleyball, you earn a point when the ball bounces twice in a row on the same side of the net. A few years ago, a pair of combat veterans started a new jewelry company to create custom jewelry pieces. They use 3D modeling software to show customers what the jewelry looks like before the order is finalized. Their company had small but steady growth until one of their investors put them in touch with famous golfer Michelle West. She worked with them to create a line of jewelry that would give money to wildfire victims. Michelle has a really good friend that you might have heard of. His name is Travis Kelce. He saw the jewelry and wanted to order a custom bracelet for his girlfriend. When Taylor Swift was shown on TV wearing this custom bracelet a couple weeks ago, This small company suddenly had an explosion of orders. 2,000 times what they'd ever had before, in fact. We'd like to wish a happy birthday to Alanea Raval, Amaya Johnson, and Matthew Honesty. Thank you for tuning in, Cox. Have an epic day, and we'll see you tomorrow. And that's a wrap.